The Battle of the Ants by Henry David Thoreau starts by him saying he saw two ants in his backyard. One ant was small and red, while the other was much larger and black. They looked to be in some sort of a scuffle. Then he began to look even closer and realized he was witnessing a full-on ant war. The author then says this is the only battle he has ever seen. After that, he compares the ant to the Republicans and the black to the imperialists. This is where the essay begins really taking shape. The ants were in a fierce combat, but there wasn't a sound that could be heard. By saying this, he is pointing out the lack of importance and the obscurity this war has. The author then begins to hone in on certain individual ants. One small red ant has fastened himself to the foot of a black ant, while a much stronger black ant dashed him from side to side. At this point, it was obvious this was a conquer or die battle. There was no turning back. Then a red ant walked down the hillside of a valley, and it catches his eye. This was an ant that was full of excitement due to the fact that he has not gotten involved with the battle. The ant was there to avenge his peers and was sent out by his mother. He quickly approaches the combatants without hesitation and sprang upon a black warrior, slowly beginning to take the ant down. The author then says this began to excite him as if the ant was a man. He then says, the more you think about it, the less difference between an ant war and a human war. There's not a war in history that you could have compared this one to, but no doubt these red ants fought for a principle they believed in. This essay is very significant because Henry David Thoreau uses the ants' war he witnessed as a metaphor showing the pointlessness of war. The whole essay is written with a sort of sarcasm. The first way he shows the insignificance of the battle is when he says it is on a woodpile in his backyard. He then sees two ants fighting, then realizes it is an ant battle. This shows that he could have just easily walked right by and had never seen the battle in the first place, while this battle means everything to the ants. Then, when he hones in on a singular ant, it begins to show the insignificance of war even more, because he then starts to give human attributes to this one tiny little ant. This shows that he continually makes it clear that he believes war is futile, pointless, and a waste of life. He even begins to poke fun at the heroism and patriotism that the ants displayed in the battle. This essay reminds me a lot of Virginia Woolf's Death of a Moth, because it compares different aspects of human lives to the insignificance of insects. The moth is a symbol of a human, and it relates to the human struggle to survive and how a human will encounter death as well, while the ant is a symbol of a soldier and how we have to fight a pointless battle.